All right, so in class today, we did a plant, animal, and bacteria chart because of some of the test scores and the questions that did not get answered correctly on the test. So a review is a good thing. If you were not present in class, you actually need to make this chart, take a picture of it, and send it to me. I prefer remind.com, but you can also email it to me. Remind is a lot faster. So what we did is we went through each individual component of a bacteria, animal, or plant cell, and we checked off or put an X on things that one or the other does not have. So we went through and we said the cell wall. Bacteria do have a cell wall, not always, but do. So we put a check mark. Animals do not have a cell wall, and plants do. Okay? A cell membrane. All have a cell membrane. Okay? Flagella. Flagella is basically used for locomotion in single cellular organisms, and we are going to go over it more in class tomorrow. But for now, a bacteria sometimes has it, so we're going to put sometimes. Sometimes. Animals sometimes have them because we do have single unicellular animals, and these ones do not. All right. The endoplasmic reticulum. Bacteria don't have it. Animals and plants do. Microtubules. Bacteria do not have them. Plants and animals do. Okay. Golgi body. Bacteria do not have them. Plants and animals do. Ribosomes. Every single one of them actually has a ribosome. So, they all have ribosomes. Centrioles. These are used during mitosis to pull those spindle fibers to each end. The only one that has spindle fibers are animal cells. The rest do not. So centrioles are only in animal cells. Nucleus. We've already talked about this. Bacteria are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes do not have a nucleus. So therefore, it's no, yes, yes. Mitochondria. Bacteria cells do not have a mitochondria. That is a membrane-bound organelle. Bacteria do not have them. But plants and animals both have them. Chloroplast. Chloroplast. Bacteria do not have them. Animals do not have them. Plants have them. Now, chromosomes. We're going to actually put a little note on this. Chromosomes in a bacteria cell are singular. There's only one, because like in our cells, we have 2 chromosomes, and we have lots of them because they come in pairs. Bacteria has a single circular DNA. Okay? So you're going to see that often, single and circular. In animals and plants, we have multiple. That's a big difference between all 3, okay, especially the bacteria. Lysosomes. Bacteria do not have them. Animals do, plants do not. Vacuole. Now, bacteria do not have them. They do have them. We do have them in animals, but they are small. Okay, so make sure you know that they're different in size. These ones are yes too, but they're called a contractile vacuole, and they're large. You can write large out here. We're at the bottom anyways. All right. Now, I put cell number on here because people are getting confused between multicellular and unicellular. So unicellular means, uni means one cell. Multi means many, or you can call it more than one. Okay? So, when we look at these, a bacteria is always unicellular. Always unicellular. Okay? Always unicellular. Animals can have unicellular or multicellular organisms. Our unicellular organisms usually belong to the family or the kingdom of the protozoa, or the protist for short. So we have both uni and multicellular in animals. So you can't just say that an animal is just multicellular. It's not. We have both in the animal kingdom. All right, so we also have multi only in plants. All right, so that you know the difference between the cell numbers in each of these families. And we'll go over this more in the next couple of days. But I wanted you to have the basic differences on your chart. All right, so if you have any questions, make sure you take a picture and you send it to me.